What would you do if you saw me choking in the food court?
I'd come save you. I mean, let's talk about that.
Good morning, Chia Lincoln. It is Friday, February 4, 2011.
Last night on the local news. I don't watch the local news a lot. When I do watch it, it's for entertainment purposes.
Really? Or to look at the weather lady?
Well, it was Greg Fishel. He's a man and he's unattractive.
Oh, you're watching the wrong channel, brother.
It was like the 11 o'clock news, and they had this guy on there. They were interviewing him.
I was asleep, by the way.
Okay, I was watching the news. I was, catching up on things. And they said, there's a young man at the Cary Town Center, and that's a local mall, and he was at the food court, and he was choking. And this other man said, I was just eating lunch with me and my friends, and I saw him across the way, and I could tell there was some sort of commotion or something going on, and I looked up, I could tell that he was choking. He was beginning to turn blue, and his mother was very worried. He's like a 20-year-old guy, but he's with his mom. And he said, I had to go over there. I did the Heimlich to him. I had to do it 15 times.
Did the Heimlich to him 15 times?
Yeah, I thought the international rule was to like give up after 12, but that's wrong. You go until you can't go anymore. So on number 15, I don't know what it was. I mean, he was at the food court. It's probably like a piece of pepperoni from Sbarro or something.
First of all, a little disclaimer here. We here at Good Morning Chia Lincoln, and that I mean Rhett and Link.
And Lincoln.
And Lincoln. We do not claim to give medical advice or legal advice.
And if we do, you shouldn't listen.
Yeah. So that being said, it's my understanding that you shouldn't even give the Heimlich if the person is making any type of noise. Only if they're not making any noise, which I think means that their airway is entirely blocked, should you even begin the Heimlich. But if somebody's turning blue, that means that they need the Heimlich.
Okay, yeah, this guy, no air was coming out. So
correct me if I'm wrong, paramedics. I know you're going to do that in the comments anyway, so just go for it.
This dude does the Heimlich, and 15th time...
15 times?
It dislodges.
That's a lot of times.
Yeah,
man.
that's like, I mean, can we demonstrate?
Yeah, I'll demonstrate on you.
I just don't want to do that.
You thought you were going to demonstrate on me. Ha!
So it takes 15 times, and the thing is dislodged. The guy is saved. Of course...
And the whole food court erupts in applause?
I don't know.
Or what?
They didn't say that. But the local news shows up for these kind of things. If I've learned anything about the local news, is that if you save somebody's life, if you're a hero, if you save an animal's life or an animal saves a human's life, they'll interview the dog. I mean, they will interview the person who did the saving. And this is another observation. The person will always say the same thing. They will say, listen, I ain't a hero. I just did what any normal guy would do in a situation like this. I mean, really, I know people are calling me a hero, but I think that anybody in their right mind, when given this opportunity, would have done just what I did. I mean, I was just being a fellow human being.
Or did he say the tried and true statement, I was just doing my job? What does this guy do?
Well, okay. This guy is a state trooper.
Ah. So did he say, I was just doing my job?
I think he said both. I think he said, I was just doing my job. And, I'm just a normal state trooper. I mean, just did what any state trooper would do, in this position. I was just eating lunch with my friends and saw this boy choking. I went over there. I started giving the Heimlich to him and said, well, dadgummit, I'm going to have to do this 15 times before this piece of pepperoni from Sbarro comes out and goes back on his pizza.
So they got a little product placement in the local news. A little promotion of Sbarro.
So, but I just noticed that people who are heroes on the local news always say the same thing.
That's great. They're
humble.
A little humility goes a long way. That's refreshing in society. I hope I hope you're not critiquing the guy.
No, I think it's a great thing, but I'm just waiting for the one guy who says, you know what, dadgummit, I am a hero. I saw that sucker over there choking like nothing doing, and nothing was doing, anybody was doing nothing. I said, well, if this boy's going to survive, I'm going to be the one to help him. And I went over there. I had to give this sucker the Heimlich 15 times. Can you believe that? I am a hero. Somebody get me a hat that says hero, or at least a T-shirt that says hero on it. That's what I want to see. I want to see somebody talk like that just once for, it'd be fun.
Well, that would also be refreshing because it is true, right? I mean, it's like, first of all, I like to point out that from personal experience, I know in a crowd of people, everybody's different. And some people have the genetic makeup, the personality predisposition, and maybe for a state trooper, the training to actually be a hero. I think people want to be humble, and that's good, but they don't,
It's good. Humility is good.
We don't want to insinuate that everybody else there wasn't a hero, but that's true. From my own experience, I remember one time.
Interesting.
I was in my mom and her husband, Lewis. They got married after me and my wife got married, so I don't call him my stepdad. I just call him my mom's husband.
And he calls you his son-in-law.
Yeah, it's better that way. I love the guy. He's a great guy. His name is Lewis. Shout out to Lewis.
There you go.
He doesn't watch videos on the internet, but he does go on Craigslist every day.
And he cooks a mean pig.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, we're sitting in Mom and Lewis's house, and all of a sudden, it's late at night, it's dark. Bang! We hear something. And immediately Lewis looks at me and he says, there's been an accident at the intersection right outside of my house.
You thought it was like fireworks or something.
Yeah, but then he runs out the door, and I run out with him, and I come to find out later that there's a stop sign there, and people are always running the stop sign. Long story short, some guy ran the stop sign and hit this car, and so we run out there at the minute, that the car crashes over there, and I was paralyzed with fear. It was like I didn't know what to do. And Lewis ran up to the car here where they got hit and started tending to those people in the car. And I realized that I was just kind of paralyzed with fear.
You realized that Lewis was the hero and you were the zero.
Well, no, it's not that I was a zero. It's just that, maybe because of that experience, I will be the hero next time.
But what your observation is that not everybody does. What that state trooper said is not true, because if that was true, if I was just doing what any normal guy would do in a situation, if that's true, then everybody in the food court would have been over there in a line. Hold on, give me a turn. Let me give the Heimlich. I don't care how many times.
Oh gosh, you get 1 turn. You get 5. I'll get 5, and then he gets 5.
Yeah, it'll come out on the 15th time, and then heck, do it 5 more times for good measure. Come on. Everybody does this kind of thing. This is what normal people do. They save people. It isn't true, because he came from across the food court and did it. So all the normal people were sitting there watching this guy die. It isn't what normal people do. Not everybody's a hero. That's the truth. You heard it here on GMCL.
No, but this is the one thing I am going to say.
Give that man a T-shirt.
I don't think that not being. We feel obligated to be humble whenever we're heroes. I really haven't been one. Yeah, have you ever been a hero, Mr. This is what should be said?
No.
Whew. This is what I think it should be.
I've saved an animal, like a duck, at some point.
Let us know in the comments what you think about this, but this is my stance. First of all, the default stance of humility, which is, it's almost false humility, because because you're saying things that aren't true, at least.
But you're saying what has to be said, what is expected.
But I don't think you should say that, and I don't think you should say what you're saying, which is the opposite extreme, like being a jerk.
A T-shirt. You shouldn't get a T-shirt.
Give me a hat. Give me a T-shirt. I'm a hero. Hallelujah.
It'd be funny though, wouldn't it?
I think you should use it as an opportunity to not only be a hero, but to also be a leader. And I'm being serious.
Yeah,
here.
I like this. Maybe you should say,
listen, no.
I think that anybody in their right mind should do what I did.
Yeah, so you know what? I saw the moment. I seized it. I didn't know if anybody else would do it, but I knew I had to do something. And you know what? Turn to the camera and say, so next time you see someone choking across the food court, you be the hero. Because you know what? I'm just a normal guy.
And the person who actually dislodges the pepperoni should definitely get a T-shirt. Let's check in with Chia Lincoln. He looks like he could use the Heimlich. Maybe that would cause more of these things to sprout out. I don't know.
It's turning into kindling. It's just like if we never need to start a fire like in an emergency situation in here.
We got some right here.
We got some.
But he's a hero, though. He's still a hero because he did a lot of great things.
I'm not a hero. I just did what any 16th president would do. Grow a little bit of chia on my head and, well, be an overall disappointment in regards to being a chia.
But a great president. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday for the next Good Morning Chia Lincoln.